So this is how it starts, not with a championship ring or a locker room speech, but with a shot. One single shot from nearly half court that silenced the critics, stunned the crowd, and sent the basketball world into a frenzy. Caitlin Clark didn't just take the shot, she owned it. And in that moment, she wasn't just a rookie trying to find her place. She became the architect of a new era, a player rewriting the rules in real time. Fans held their breath, commentators stuttered, and the arena, after a heartbeat of disbelief, erupted like a tidal wave of realization. They were witnessing something historic. What makes Caitlin Clark different isn't just talent, it's audacity. It's the refusal to play by the old playbook. Where other rookies play it safe, she draws her own boundaries, way past the three-point line. It's not enough for her to shoot from deep. She turns those shots into artillery fire. Where others see risk, she sees rhythm. She doesn't just shoot from long range, she lives there. And in doing so, she shattered the long-standing belief that smart basketball means staying close to the rim. But let's be clear, this isn't a hot streak. This is a system, a blueprint. Caitlin isn't tossing prayers into the sky and hoping for a miracle. Her shot selection is surgical. Her mechanics are pristine. Every flick of the wrist, every foot placement, every arc. It's all choreographed perfection. It's the difference between desperation and domination. While most WNBA rookies tiptoe into the league, Caitlin Clark has kicked the door down with a flamethrower in her hands. And now, the consequences are rippling across the court. Defenses can't rely on decades of conditioning. They have to unlearn what they've been taught. They have to guard Caitlin Clark everywhere. Suddenly, half court isn't a reset zone, it's a combat zone. And that's the terrifying part. Because if you're a coach trying to prepare your team to stop her, you're not just facing a player. You're facing a phenomenon that refuses to play by your rules. In just her rookie season, Caitlin Clark isn't just putting up numbers. She's launching a revolution. Every shot from deep is more than a point on the scoreboard. It's a declaration, a warning, a transformation, and it's only the beginning. She doesn't just pull defenders out of position. She warps the geometry of the court. This is gravity manipulation in real time. As she dribbles up past the logo, defenses are forced to panic early. Players scramble, schemes collapse, and suddenly the court is wide open. Not just for Caitlin, but for every Fever player smart enough to cut into the space she creates. She is both the threat and the decoy, the spear and the shield. The result? Opponents are unraveling before the play even begins. Coaches try the box in one, the triangle in two, the full court press, anything to neutralize her. But the problem is, every strategy comes at a cost. If you send help, you leave someone open. If you stretch the defense, you create lanes. If you stick with her too tight, she'll pass it right by you. Caitlin isn't just making shots, she's making chess moves 3 steps ahead of everyone else. And here's the kicker. None of this is theoretical. The stats prove it. 19.2 points per game, 8.1 three-point attempts, a staggering 34.4% accuracy. But it's not just the efficiency, it's the impact. The moment Caitlin crosses midcourt, the game changes. Her presence alone destabilizes everything. It's not just a physical advantage, it's psychological warfare. What happens when every defender knows they're one step away from being posterized on a highlight reel? The panic sets in. The rotations fall apart. The hesitation creeps in like a virus. And that's all Caitlin needs, half a second, a sliver of daylight, to pull the trigger and break your game plan in half. Defending her is like guarding a phantom, everywhere at once, impossible to pin down. She's not just scoring, she's breaking systems. Every basket is a reminder, this isn't the same WNBA you thought you knew. Caitlin Clark is burning the rule book, one three-pointer at a time. It's not just a box score that's shaking. It's the very foundation of how we measure basketball. For decades, analysts scoffed at long threes as inefficient, reckless, bad strategy. But Clark's effective field goal percentage tells a different story. 52.9%, and many of those shots come from the next zip code. Suddenly, the math doesn't add up anymore. Suddenly, the numbers say what coaches refuse to admit. Deep shots, when done right, are the smartest play on the court. She's turning inefficiency into inevitability. She's warping analytics to her will. Shot charts used to have hot zones. Clark's looks like a battlefield, with bombs dropping from half court and swishing like layups. The WNBA's analytics departments are scrambling to adapt, building new models. tracking new data, questioning everything they thought they understood. And she's not stopping at shooting. As the primary ball handler, Caitlin's doing damage from every angle. Her assist-to-turnover ratio of 2.31 shows precision and vision. She's not just creating for herself, she's unlocking others. Teammates move differently when she's on the floor because they know she sees a play before it happens. She's orchestrating chaos and thriving in it. Basketball purists say these are bad shots. But what if those purists are wrong? What if Caitlin Clark has redefined what a good shot actually is? In her hands, the impossible becomes routine. And the scary part is she's still getting better. The WNBA isn't just watching history unfold. It's watching the future arrive early. Every time Caitlin steps onto the court, it's a tactical nightmare for the opposing team. Traditional defenses crumble. The rule book becomes irrelevant. Because how do you defend someone who's already operating in the next dimension? Coaches are burning through game film like never before, trying to solve the unsolvable. She's turning elite defenders into statues and elite strategies into liabilities. Opposing teams have tried everything, sending a shadow defender to tail her every step, doubling her before the halfway line, even leaving other players wide open to slow her down. But here's the catch, none of it works for long. Her presence alone creates chaos, and chaos is where Caitlin Clark thrives. She turns broken plays into buckets and double teams into assists. The longer a game goes on, the more exhausted her defenders become, not just physically, but mentally, because guarding Caitlin Clark isn't just about movement, it's about endurance, focus, and survival. One lapse, one miscue, one slow foot, and she buries you from 30 feet out. And then she does it again. And again, the court becomes her playground. But for the other team, it's a war zone. They're constantly making impossible decisions. Guard the arc or protect the lane. Stay close or collapse inside. Every option is a trap. Every answer is wrong. Because Caitlin Clark isn't playing the same game. She's rewriting it. And that's the brilliance. Caitlin isn't just changing the score. She's changing the conversation. Coaches, commentators, fans, they're all playing catch-up. And the deeper she goes, the wider the gap becomes. The ripple effect has already begun. At high schools and training camps across the country, young players are no longer mimicking LeBron fadeaways or Curry stepbacks. They're mimicking Caitlin. Half-court shots during warm-ups, deep threes during drills. Kids are dreaming further, reaching deeper, because they've seen her do it, and now they believe they can too. Trainers have had to adapt. Programs that once drilled only high-percentage shots are now teaching deep-range shooting mechanics. New workouts focus on leg strength, core control, and long-range precision. And guess what? Players are nailing them. Because Clark didn't just raise the bar, she launched it into orbit. Coaches at every level are rewriting their playbooks. They're opening up spacing, embracing deeper shooting, and trusting their players to take shots they'd once be benched for. The entire offensive philosophy of youth basketball is shifting, and it's all because of one player's courage to do the unthinkable. But this isn't just a trend. It's a movement, a cultural reset in how basketball is taught, learned, and performed. And it all stems from Caitlin's refusal to accept the boundaries that boxed in generations before her. She's not just playing basketball, she's reprogramming it. And the system is struggling to catch up. Even television can't keep up with her. Broadcasters are being forced to rethink how they film a game. Standard camera angles? Too close, too slow. Now, they need wide shots, early zooms, and new commentary vocabularies just to contain what Caitlin's doing on the floor. Her deep threes aren't just moments, they're events. Commentators who used to scoff at logo shots now praise them. What was once called reckless is now revolutionary. And the viewers, they can't get enough. Every time Caitlin pulls up from deep, Twitter explodes, highlight reels flood the internet, and ESPN runs a clip on repeat. She's a walking viral moment, and the WNBA is cashing in. Networks have adapted. They're using sharper graphics, slow motion replays, arc mapping tools, anything to make viewers understand just how insane her shots really are. The height, the distance, the arc, it all combines into cinematic moments that belong more in Hollywood than a basketball court. And what does all of this mean? More eyes, more fans, more dollars. Caitlin Clark isn't just changing how the game is played, she's changing how it's consumed. And once the public sees that level of magic on screen, there's no turning back. She's not just making plays, She's creating a spectacle, and the world is finally paying attention. Behind the scenes, analytics departments are panicking in the best way. Their tools weren't built for this. Traditional metrics can't fully capture the kind of devastation Caitlyn brings from deep, so they're building new ones, new models, new tracking systems, new language for a player who doesn't fit in any box. Motion sensors, player heat maps, spatial awareness algorithms. It's all being rewritten to study her, not players like her. Her, because right now there is no one like her. She's the anomaly, the one who broke the curve. The reason teams have to start from scratch. Even the ball's movement tells a story. Analysts are tracking spin rate, release speed, arc trajectory, and what they're finding is jaw-dropping. Her release is faster, her arc is sharper, her decisions are quicker, and her results? Devastating. And it's not just about her shot anymore. It's about how she changes everything around her. Defensive spacing, offensive timing, teammate movement. Caitlyn Clark is the sun around which every player orbits, and the data proves it. Her impact can't be measured by points alone. It has to be studied like a force of nature, because she isn't just making waves in the game. She is the wave. And now, the business world is catching up. Sponsors, networks, merchandisers, they all see what's happening. Caitlyn Clark isn't just a player. She's a brand, a movement, a cultural reset. And that's why her deep shots are being splashed across billboards, woven into commercials, and sold on jerseys. The WNBA has never had a moment like this. A rookie who not only delivers on the court, but changes how the game is sold. Caitlyn's shooting is now central to the league's identity. Thrilling, bold, electric. Suddenly, the WNBA isn't just a league. It's a show, and she's the headline act. More fans are watching. More networks are bidding. More businesses are investing. Because what Caitlyn represents is more than basketball. It's disruption, it's dominance, it's destiny, and everyone wants a piece. Meanwhile, youth leagues are morphing around her style. Coaches are pivoting. Rule makers are whispering. And across the globe, from high school gyms to Olympic training centers, the question is quietly taking shape. Do we need to change the court? The rules? The entire game? Because if Caitlyn Clark is the future, then the future has already arrived, and it's shooting from 35 feet. And yet, as the world watches her with awe and admiration, something deeper is unfolding behind the scenes, something that even the biggest Caitlyn Clark fans might not fully realize. This isn't just about range or records anymore. It's about influence. It's about the way her every move is shaping the culture of basketball. In locker rooms and executive offices, her name carries weight far beyond the court. General managers are scouting differently. Agents are negotiating differently. Scouts are searching for the next Caitlyn Clark and realizing there may never be one. College recruiting has already changed. Young players who once focused on slashing, rebounding, or facilitating are now being told to stretch the floor. Coaches want shooters, long-distance killers, and not just any shooters, ones who can hit from 30 feet with confidence. The prototype is evolving. The Caitlyn Clark archetype is now the goal, not the exception. Suddenly, 5-star recruits are being evaluated not on how high they jump, but how far they shoot. And that, in turn, is rewriting the pipeline of talent entering the game. Even training equipment companies are scrambling to catch up. New machines are being designed to rebound shots from well beyond the R-court layouts are being reconsidered. Tech companies are developing motion capture systems and pressure-sensitive floors that can detect the biomechanical differences between a 20-foot jumper and a 35-foot bomb. Training facilities are being built with deeper baselines and wider wings, all to mimic the Caitlyn Clark shooting zones. This isn't just evolution. It's industrial revolution. And amid this whirlwind of innovation and imitation, one truth rises above the noise. Caitlyn Clark didn't just change the WNBA. She changed the economy of the WNBA. Ticket sales are up. Merch is flying off the shelves. Sponsorships are flooding in. Networks are shelling out more for broadcast rights. And it's all because of her ability to launch one impossible shot after another and make it look routine. Her shooting is a currency. Her game is a stock, and its value is skyrocketing. But the most powerful shift is the belief she's unlocked. A belief that one player, if bold enough, if relentless enough, can redefine an entire sport. That belief is spreading like wildfire through youth leagues, high school gyms, corporate boardrooms, and national broadcasts. Caitlin Clark didn't just earn her place in the WNBA. She blew the walls off what that place could look like. And now, no one, not a coach, not a commentator, not a skeptic, can ever say the game will be the same again. Ask ChatGPT.